What's going on? Can you guys see me? Is the sound 5x5 on all the platforms? Can you guys see me? Let me know what's going on. Let me see if I can see you guys here too. Yeah, I can see the chat. First of all, can you hear me? 5x5 on YouTube, so you can see me and you can hear me good. Do I need to adjust my audio at all? Same thing if anybody's on Rumble. I don't know if anybody is. I basically just started that. So, but if anybody is, could you let me know if the sound is good over there? And in the foxhole, please. It's good to see you guys. This is cool. It's good to be back. Awesome stuff. So it sounds like everything's good. Just please get my attention if something's not so that I can attempt to fix it. Well, that went better than I ever expected it to. So yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be back with you guys. As you can tell, I am no longer in South Carolina. So I have since moved. Well, a lot's gone on. How long has it been? A year or a year and a half? I feel like it's been a year and a half. But it's been quite a while. So I moved back to Arizona. And I don't know, how long ago did I do that? Maybe like 4 months ago or something like that. So I don't think there's going to be any leaving here for me. This was like a very permanent decision when I moved back here. So this is where my family lives. And so I decided this was where I needed to be long term, you know, going into the crazy world we're living in right now. Thank you, Belushi, for the cookie. Yeah, it's great to see you guys. It's great to be back. It took me a minute. I've been through a lot in the last year, you guys. I'll update you on some of it. So I had to have a couple procedures, surgery, things like that I had to recover from. That took a long time. And then I also got my CDL. So yeah, so I'm you know, I'm going to start trucking here in I don't know, probably about 30 days, maybe a little bit less. I'm on the wait list to get into orientation a little bit sooner than that. I'm scheduled for September, but I'm on the wait list to get in August. So it could happen at any time. But now as far as how that's going to go, you know, it's very tempting for me driving over the road. It's very tempting for me to want to do something with it. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking about it. I got to get in there and I got to get comfortable, you know, driving, and I got to kind of feel things out and see what I can do, you know, figure out logistics, and then maybe it's something would be possible, because I'm going to be all the time on the road, you know, driving for a long time here. So I don't know if you guys noticed, probably not yet. You see my truck in the background, and I got a UFO. I got a flying saucer on the back of my truck, thanks to the inspector. My father made me that UFO. It's pretty cool. But so yeah, that's the game plan. That's what I've been working on, is you know, getting everything going with that so I can get going with that. You know, my goal here, a lot of why I'm back here, is because I want to build a homestead. And so I'm going to do that here. And you know, I think trucking will be a good revenue source for me to make that happen. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been working on, and what I've been dealing with in the last year. Anyway, it's super good to be back. I've noticed that you know, there's not many people in our community that are kind of into what I'm into. So you know, and I love hanging out with you guys. I've missed you tremendously. It's really good just sitting here and seeing all your faces pop in and say hello. So yeah, Michelle, I'm gonna be over the road like the whole country for a while. We'll see how the commander does with that. And then I've got like a whole game plan here. I'm just yeah, so I'm gonna do that at least, you know, at least 6 to 9 months. I'll be doing that just because I want to get a lot of experience, and why not? You know what I mean? I got no attachments, guys. Why would I not do that? It's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's super exciting. So anyway, so yeah, I'm surprised how well this went up and everything. Yeah, I'm truck driving, guys. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, but you know, I have a lot of plans, and it's going to take everything to get it done. And so that was the decision I needed to make. And it was scary. Like, I'm not even going to lie. when I first got my permit, I was like, how am I going to drive an 18-wheeler? This is crazy. Like, how am I even doing this? And then I got through my permit and I went to trucking school and I was like, how am I even going to get through trucking school? Like, this is nuts. How am I going to do this? And I was persistent, like I am with everything in life. You know, I was there every weekend. This mic is like really in the way. I was there like every weekend, all weekend long. Foil could tell you this. And I just wouldn't give up. I wouldn't give up until I learned and overcame my fear. I think it's scary for anybody who decides to start doing it. So, and I eventually got over my fear, you know, and I'm getting better and better. And so my confidence is going up with it. And, you know, once you can drive an 18-wheeler across the country by yourself, I think you can do just about anything. So anyway, I'll have to definitely keep you guys posted on how it's going over the road. And hopefully at some point I can get something going and be able to share it with you. You know what I mean? So thank you so much over on Foxhole. Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it with the shades and Stacks. Oh, it's good to see you, Stacks. That's great to see all you guys. It's really great to see all of you. So anyway, so are we sure my audio is perfect, guys, on every single platform and everything's good? If it is, and we don't have to go over anything, then we can kind of talk about and do what you want to do. You know what I mean? So my plans in the meantime are basically just to, I'm going to start live streaming again. I'm going to do random stuff that I kind of feel called to do. You know, with me, normally associated with like technology or UFO stuff or, you know, all the stuff that I'm kind of into, right? That I already naturally am always looking at and tweeting or whatever I'm doing. So anyway, a couple things I have planned coming up here in the near future once this test stream is done and I start streaming again. My plan is, if all went well today, which it did, is on Saturday to go live at, I think, what time did I pick? I think I picked 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Now, eventually, I'm going to be on Twitter, Rockfin, Foxhole, Rumble, YouTube, and maybe a few more. But for right now, I'm just doing this test on Rumble, Foxhole, and YouTube? Yeah. So YouTube gave me a strike. So I got that sitting on my account. So I'm sure my days are numbered there, but we always know that. So that's why it's very important that you get signed up with the Foxhole, with Rockfin. It's really important that you support these independent platforms because any one of these other ones could just yank our stuff at any time. And then the only place we have to retreat is Pilled, Foxhole, you know, and for me, I've got Rockfin too. So, you know, it's important that you guys get signed up over there. Even if you don't go over there and hang out, you need to have it as a backup. Okay. Because, you know, things could go down at any time. We're living in a crazy world now. This place, man, we got aliens in the news and all kind. We can go into some of that stuff if you guys want to. I'll kind of leave it up to you. I've got a few things pulled up. I know you're probably really curious about the incident in Peru with the alien. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but there's reports from the villagers that there's 7-8 foot tall extraterrestrial beings that are attacking them, and they've asked for the military to come in and help them. It's kind of crazy, you know what I mean? And here we are always trying to figure out the truth of the stuff that we're watching, right? And I know, especially on this platform, there's a varied opinions around here as far as you know, what's going on. Some people think they're all demons. Some think it's disclosures of government psyop. Some people are all in with the extraterrestrial narrative. So, you know, I've never really cared how you see things as long as we stay open-minded and can have discussions, because ultimately that's how we arrive at the truth, is when we can do that, right? When we know we don't get triggered and get mad because somebody has a different opinion or maybe views things differently than you do. And we can talk about it. And that's how we'll figure out the truth. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody has the ultimate truth. And I think if they tell you they do, watch out, because they don't. You know, we all just have our experiences, and that's what we have to go off. Our belief systems, our experiences, how we were raised, and that's how we form our opinions about things, right? And that's open to change, especially as we're awakening and sort of upgrading as a species. Well, some of us are downgrading, clearly. But yeah, so Anyway, so yeah, these reports in Brazil, we can go over some of that. I can show you some footage. My friend Darcy with Occult Journeys, he slowed down some of the footage that allegedly somebody got of one of these things. It's grainy. It's not very good. You're talking about villagers in Peru. They don't have very sophisticated phones. And as it is, I will tell you that when you pick up ET, whatever you want to call it, interdimensional, that's why I've started using NHI, because it stands for non-human intelligence. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. We don't really know what it is, do we? We don't really know if they're ETs or, if they're some sort of interdimensional beings that live here on Earth. Like there's so many possibilities of what we're dealing with, and the plasma balls, the things that those orbs, those are conscious beings. So what do you consider those? Some people would say, well, that's not a being, that's a ball of light. Well, it has consciousness. So that's why NHI is a really good catchphrase for all of it. You know what I mean? It's a good catchphrase. So I'm kind of sticking with that. And, UAP, I always had a problem with that term because of the stigma of the government and blah, blah, blah. Always was steadfast, got to use the term UFO. But however, it has grown on me a little bit only because of the word phenomena, because what we're dealing with is phenomena. There's all kinds of unexplained phenomena going on this planet. And, what we're trying to figure out is what it is, right? Put it into a category. And so it's unexplained phenomena. So I might as well use it. I think the kids are being raised now on the term UAP. And so, I might as well just learn to embrace it. So that's where I'm at with that, in case you guys are wondering why it says UAP on my screen and not UFO. So anyway, so where was I? Let's see. UAP. Yeah. So we can go into some of that. We can go into some of the stuff with Grusch, what's going on with Grusch. So I don't know how many of you are familiar with the whistleblower Grusch that just did the congressional hearings with Ryan Graves and the other gentleman, which is Commander Fravor. Anyhow, I don't know how many of you watched the hearings. I did go through, speaking of the hearings, I did go through the amendment, like completely through the amendment, line by line. I wrote a thread on part of it, but I knew I was going to start live streaming again. So instead of writing like a part 2 and a part 3 thread on Twitter, I decided I would just go ahead and do a stream on it. So I'll do a stream on the amendment and go through everything with you guys. So those of you that want to learn what it says in there and what it's implying and what is about to change as far as the landscape with the truth embargo and with Congress and all that. Those that are interested are welcome to show up to that stream, and we can go through it line by line, and I can answer any questions that you have that I think that I can answer. If I don't think I can answer it, I won't. You know what I mean? I hope to never pretend to be something I'm not, or know things I don't know. Right? There's too many people out there doing that, and I don't like it. Okay, I don't like it. Humility is something humanity really needs to learn. Right? Everybody thinks they know everything all the time, and I think it's a problem for us, big time. So, anyway, I have to check myself just like everybody else. I have weaknesses and things that I don't necessarily like about myself, and I got to keep in check about it. So I try. Anyway, so hi, iFi. Good to see you over there. I popped my head around, saw you come around the corner. Man, it's so good to see all these familiar faces. Boy, have I really missed you guys. Hi, Rook. So yeah, where was I? So yeah, I'm going to go into the amendment soon. I think I'll do that. I had a few different things planned. What I want to do this Saturday, though, is I found some stuff on MH370 and some satellite footage and some stuff that's really kind of crazy. And if there's any weight to it and there's any truth to it, it's kind of mind-blowing. So anyway, it's a lot of data. There's quite a few videos and things to go through. So I was going to start with the amendment maybe, or some other stuff I've been looking at with AI, but I decided instead that I should go with this. I think it's very interesting, and I would like to go through it with you guys and see what you think about it. So on Saturday, we'll be going through MH370 and the satellite imagery that I stumbled upon that I thought was quite interesting. So anyway, we will go through that, and that should be a really interesting show. So again, that'll be Saturday. What? I can't believe how well this went. I was expecting there to be problems, and there was no problems. Yeah, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. We will go through that stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. I've kind of skimmed it, but I didn't deep dive into it because I'm just going to go ahead and do it on Saturday. So anyway, all right, so let's get to what would you guys like to do right now? We got a little bit of time to do something. Do you want to check out the slowed down footage of the ET in Brazil, allegedly, the situation down there? Talk about that, go through a little bit on that, the latest on that. Hi, Methods, good to see you. Do you want to do that, or do you want to go into Grusch a little bit? So there's some stuff going on with that too. His psychological records got released. And at first it was kind of put forward by Russ Coulthart that Russ Coulthart's kind of the independent journalist, the Australian 60 Minutes guy. He was the one that sort of broke the story on News Nation about this stuff. Anyway, so where was I? I'm losing my train of thought. There's no highlighters. Yeah, so he's the one that kind of broke the story. Oh yeah, he's the one that came out and said the intelligence community, looks like the intelligence community kind of dropped this information, leaked it on Grusch to try to discredit him, and UFO Twitter went crazy, like, that's terrible, which it is terrible, to leak medical information on a vet with PTSD, a decorated one like Grusch. That is shitty. So anyway, but it's kind of come out now that it was that the Intercept got it through FOIA. So anyway, I can update you on that situation and what's going on with that. I think if you were to ask my humble opinion, I think it's a combination of the two. I think maybe the Intercept was used to get that information out there in a way that would look legitimate. But I think ultimately, yes, there are factions of this UFO narrative that are trying to discredit Grusch. So there's warring factions right now, in my opinion, with the whole disclosure narrative. Like, there's groups that are trying to get it done. There's groups that have an agenda that are trying to get it done. Congress is kind of like hip to it now. Like, they know they're being lied to, and their secret stuff and their secret bodies and their secret technology and ships, right? But they are getting stonewalled. They really don't know how to get in and figure out what's going on and get some accountability, right? So this amendment put forth by Schumer is important, and this is why we're going to go into that here soon. But even they're kind of at a loss about, like, how do we clean this mess up? At this point, it's so much money has gone into the black budget. There's so many ships. There's so many people that have this technology that are hiding it, that are extremely powerful at this point. That how do you even get control of that? I mean, look at the corruption that's going on, you guys. Look at the corruption just with politics. This is just one branch of the corruption, is the UFO corruption. So anyway, so why now? This is something I always ask myself, like with these ETs down in Peru. I've been monitoring this situation because I don't know what to think. I have been watching a lot of troop movement down there with the Air Force, and I believe Space Force as well. Right around the same time this was going on. I would have to double check exact dates to make sure they line up. But there's some movement that was questionable. And then all of a sudden, villagers start getting attacked by aliens. So, what are we watching here? Are these villagers, really getting attacked by something? If so, is it a non-human intelligence that's attacking them, that's malevolent? Or is this an operation going on? Now, if it is an operation, why would they be doing this? Right? We just had the hearings with Grusch, right? It's coming out that there's ships, that there's bodies. So why would they be I don't know. See, is this a setup for the stuff that we fear, like Blue Beam? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. So the best I can do is sort of, when things like this happen, is show you and let you kind of decide for yourself what you think is going on. But keep an open mind, especially with footage, because when you try to tape something, like for instance UFOs, when you try to tape UFOs, now they could shut your camera off, so that's not a problem for them. But even when you are allowed to tape them, there's a force field around them. So even when you try to tape them, it comes out all pixelated and weird looking and weird, especially light ships. When you try to tape light ships, those come out funky too. So same thing with interdimensional beings, or beings that are phasing in to our third dimensional reality. When you try to tape them with a camera, it can come out almost looking like a cartoon, you guys. Like it almost looks like a cartoon. So just because something kind of looks like a cartoon doesn't necessarily mean that it's illegitimate. So it's just something to take in consideration when you're looking at this kind of footage. All right, so let's see here. Let me look at the chat real quick and see what you guys are saying. Rook says holographic Jesus, and you're torn. Yeah, I know. You know, with the holograms are so sophisticated now. And I saw some reports too. It wasn't in Peru. It was somewhere else, like Brazil. I can't remember exactly. There's somewhere else, and there was reports of some sort of orbs that looked like they were on fire. So that really reminds me of what I saw at Contact a few years ago, which were, in my opinion, fake UFOs that were projections, holograms. Okay, so when I heard that, I was like, that sounds like some kind of hologram tech. So you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on, a lot to keep track of, a lot to figure out. It's kind of wild, you know? So anyway, all right. So let's check out Darcy Weir. You can find his stuff on his YouTube channel, which is Occult Journeys. And he does a lot of this from time to time. He does documentaries. I've been in a couple of his documentaries, but he also will take these sort of ET things that go on, and he'll do the editing work on it. He'll slow it down, he'll zoom in, and he'll analyze it, and he'll kind of try to figure out what's going on. So anyway, let's check that out real quick. Let me move these chats. Oh, look, I've got people over on Rumble. My first people ever on Rumble. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Jez, Zil, Brand, Z, Logos. Boy, that's complicated there. And Yovanda, thanks for showing up over there, Yovanda. I appreciate that. So now I know that's actually working, that chat. Okay, so let me move this stuff real quick. I'm going to move this in order to play it. I'm still trying to figure out logistically how to put up my chat so I can see everybody without having them disappear on me with all these girls. I mean, Windows. All these girls, Windows. Hey, whatever. Truly01. Hey, what's up? All right, so let's see. Let's check out Darcy's thing here. I have never used this before, StreamYard, you guys. I always used OBS and Restream. I never used StreamYard before, so this is why I'm kind of thrown off a little bit, because I'm having to reconfigure everything, and you know me, I don't like reconfiguring anything, so I like my comfort zone. All right, so. Wait, you guys can't hear the sound? You got jokes, guys? Hold on, you really can't hear the sound? Hold on. How do I fix that in StreamYard? Let me figure it out. Can you guys hear me or no? Can you guys hear? I mean, hear the video? Oh, Lord have mercy. Let me try to figure out if the thing is here. How do I do that? Oh no. You guys really can't hear it? No sound. No sound on the video. Okay, so let me see here. How do I fix the sound on the video? See? Now we got a problem. Look. Finally, we got a problem. All right, let's see. How do I share this? How do I fix the sound on the video? Yeah. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. Hang on. Ah, okay. I think I fixed it. Hold on. Word. Got it. Right? So is this gonna work now? Can you hear it now?
Okay, and then it starts to reloop, and this is from a Twitter post. Now, it's very notable that there is terror in the hearts and minds of these Peruvians, and I don't want to discount this at all. I want to do my best at enhancing this video. Let's zoom in. I honestly can't understand what I'm seeing. It just looks like something with multiple limbs and possibly large black eyes, but it also seems to be morphing or changing in shape, which I don't know if that is some kind of distortion caused by the movement of the flashlight, but there seems to be something there. And I slowed down the footage so that you can take a closer look in slow-mo. I don't know what this is. However, according to reports from Peruvian news agencies over the past 48 hours, there seems to be multiple people in this town that literally were busting caps in these intruders' asses.
Busting caps. Busting caps. I don't know. I see some eyes in there. You know what I mean? I think there's something in there. Now what? I don't know. It's not clear to make it out. What do you guys think? What do you think's in there? You know, I don't know. I don't know. There, you know, there's some other footage of them like shooting in the village, and there was a 15-year-old girl that got attacked too, and I guess she's injured pretty bad. But in all the stuff that they show of her, they don't really show her. So anyway, I don't know. What do you guys think? Hi, Gino. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
All of these events and videos started after a nighttime mass witness sighting that you're about to see of a UFO that was buzzing a crowd of people in this city of Laredo, Peru.
Está posado en el cerro. Miren, ahí está, oye. ¿Viste? Ahí está grabado, está grabado. Estamos. Se notó el borde del cerro. Ahí está. Está en el aire. Miren, mira eso. No está en el cerro.
Anthony,
está en el aire. Esa luz. Es un objeto que está en el aire, señoras y señores.
Listen to this firefight that was going on between multiple men and witnesses to these beings during one of the past 2 nights.
No les hacen nada. Este impresionante video captó ese instante en que los habitantes le disparan a los supuestos seres, como ven, en medio de la noche.
Los vecinos dicen que están aterrados.
This television host goes on to explain that these people saw these creatures to be very tall, around 7 feet. They never touched the ground with their feet. They seemed to be hovering. And this man explains that they looked almost like astronauts. And yeah, they didn't touch the ground. They would fly away when they were shot at, which I would call a bruja. So the story goes that whatever these things are, they are non-human, and multiple people have been attacked. This video shows multiple people aiding a victim in someone's home.
Profesor que te acompaña.
Wow.
Definitivamente es una persona que asegura haber tenido contacto en esta comunidad de San Antonio con estos seres que están atacando a la población y que
I also watched another video that has been posted on YouTube in which...
Yeah, I'm going to stop right there. First of all, because that is gruesome, but it's pretty gruesome. But second of all, I'm pretty sure it's been debunked that video of the dude getting dragged did not come from one of the face peelers. So that's what the Peruvian people are calling these extraterrestrial beings. They're calling them face peelers. So from what I've gathered, they've been getting attacked by these creatures for a long time. This is nothing new. So they immediately said when this started happening, oh, we're getting attacked by the face peelers. They knew exactly what they are. So I don't know, man. I don't know. They asked for the military to help them. Allegedly, there's, the military's on scene now and the police and stuff. And this was a few weeks ago. They're on scene now and they're looking into this. There's a lot of people looking into this to what's really going on. So I will definitely keep you guys updated as far as what's going on with the situation in Peru. But a question we have to ask ourselves, now that we're having hearings and these kinds of things are happening, the malevolent forces on this planet, are they going to start showing out more now that they know that we know? So I don't know. It's just a question, I just have questions. I don't know what's going to happen, but I remember Lou Elizondo bringing that up one time in an interview. He said something about, how are they going to respond? He's absolutely right. How are they going to respond to the secret getting out and people knowing about their existence, right? I don't know. So just keep an open mind. Who knows how this is going to play out, take everything with a grain of salt and definitely do your research with stuff because we're going through some crazy times. People can fake videos, they can fake all kinds of things, but some of the real stuff looks fake too. So in fact, since we're on that topic, I'm going to show you something. So have you guys heard of the Turkey UFO incident? So there's this I think it's some of the best footage that was ever captured. It's known as the turkey footage. And the reason it's so good is you could see the ship, and I think they held the camera on the ship for like hours, but you can actually see in the ship to the beans in the ship, right? So this is what I'm talking about. I want to show you guys some legit footage so you can see what I'm talking about. These beans look like a cartoon when you capture them on tape. Now, I can't explain to you in a scientific way why they look like that, but that's what they look like. They kind of look fake. So, and I've had a couple experiences too, where I've captured some weird interdimensional stuff on tape and it looked like a cartoon. Okay. So, and it works perfectly with our reality, because when you try to show somebody, they're like, oh, that's fake, or that's right, or that's this. And you're like, well, see, I don't know. Maybe it's all planned that way. I don't know. So that if you're not ready to see, you won't see it because you're not ready, I guess. I don't know. So let me see. Let's go to the Turkey UFO incident. I wonder how many people, if you've heard of the Turkey UFO incident, put a 1 in the chat. If you have never heard of the Turkey UFO incident or seen the footage, put a 2 in the chat. I'm curious how many people have actually heard about this and seen it. This footage goes on for hours. And it's fascinating. If you ever get a chance, watch it. But at one point, it zooms in. They zoom in really well, and you can see the beings inside that are piloting the ship. And they look like typical sort of big head, large almond eyes. What race are they? I don't know. I could take a guess, but I don't know. Does anybody know? Maybe some people know. But I'm not one of them. So anyway, that is the Turkey UFO thing. If you ever get a chance, go and check that out. It's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. So I think I'll show you an update on the Grusch thing, just so you guys are up to speed on that. Let's see. There we go.
Story. Last night's show, Ross Coulthart, the journalist who interviewed UFO whistleblower David Grusch exclusively for News Nation. In the interview, Grusch accuses the government of withholding information about UFOs from the public. And he says, look, bad things have happened to people who traffic in this and wanting transparency. He feared retaliation. Shortly after he testifies, get this, he's contacted by a news organization, The Intercept, asking about his mental health records dating back some 5 years earlier. Coulthart told me he believes the government may have leaked those files in an effort to discredit the whistleblower. Take a listen.
The only other place that had this information is the intelligence community. And somebody
so that's the
inside the intelligence community leaked it. For anyone to seek to use the suffering of veterans, people who are dealing with PTSD, is utterly reprehensible. It's contemptible and it should be exposed. There should be an investigation into how a sensitive file like this was so obviously leaked within the intelligence community to try and discredit a good human being.
Now, the first time I was trying to break in on him, it was because of, well, how do you know it came from the government? And the reckoning is fairly straightforward. These types of private records are protected by HIPAA, so there's only a couple of ways to get it. But one of them is a FOIA request to law enforcement if they were involved in somebody's mental health, like a transfer from one part of a hospital to a psychiatric part, which was what happened in the case of Grusch. So didn't have to come from the government. And The Intercept printed their piece today and said, all high and mighty, by the way, that the details of Grusch's mental health were obtained legally. But they do also say in the piece that they had spoken to one of his colleagues. Was it about his mental health?
Hi, woke one. Yeah, I hear you. That I've seen that footage. That Peter. Yeah, that's another good thing is Peter. Maybe one of these days I'll have to show some of Peter's stuff. But yeah, Peter Slattery is very legit, and he's gotten a lot of ships on tape, and he even got a gray. Yeah, he got a gray on tape. So if I ever dig that up, I'll have to show you guys. But yeah, he's a very, very legitimate experiencer. I don't know how much you guys know about his story, but he was like a rapper, and he started having these kind of contact experiences, and it totally changed him, and I can relate. And anyway, he has gotten so many things on tape, and he runs ESETI down in Australia. Gino's asking about the alien. Is the alien on the left or the right? Do you mean in the Peruvian footage, Gino? Is that what you're talking about? Are you talking about the Peruvian footage? So the alien, if that's what you're talking about, the alien is, or are you talking about the Turkey UFO? Because you can't see the aliens really well. I don't like calling them that, whatever they are, interdimensional beings or friends. We can call them friends, or we call them, what do you guys want to call them? But I don't like aliens. What are we going to call them? I don't know. Our neighbors. They could be neighbors if they live in space, or if they live here, or if they live in the earth, or if they live in the ocean, they could still be our neighbors, right? We can go with neighbors. If the aliens have our newscasters to keep informed on us, we are screwed. I absolutely agree with you. So, you know what I think about too all the time is that if they just show up, like, it's game over. It doesn't matter what kind of like narrative is trying to be spun. It doesn't. None of that matters. It's game over. So I wish that would happen. I really wish that would happen. But it's my understanding and my belief that they won't. I think. What do I think? I think we won't perceive them until we shift. I think those of us that shift wherever we're going will perceive them at that point in New Earth. But I think Old Earth will never perceive them, which are the people that are staying behind in 3D. That's the only way I can word it. I don't think they'll ever perceive them. But I think the people that are shifting will eventually shift to New Earth. However that happens, I can't break down the science of how it's going to happen. I don't know. I've been trying to figure that out for years. That's why I study all these texts and the law of one and everything I can get my hand on to try to figure out how this is going to happen. Because, you know, I had a vision about this. I saw it. And, you know, but I don't know how it's going to play out in scientific terms. And like, I need to understand everything with scientific terms, and I can't. So anyway, however this plays out, I think we'll perceive them. Those of us that are ready, once we shift, but either well enough or all the way, or however, that we'll start to perceive them and be able to interact with them. Now, does this count the baddies? I don't know. That's a deep question. I don't even know. You agree, Disco Daphne? Yeah, it's weird. Felicia, what do you mean galactic treaties and laws? Yeah, I think they practice non-interference here. So the good ones practice non-interference, and I think the bad ones manipulate from the sidelines and they don't make themselves visible. So, you know, I don't know. I could go down endless rabbit holes with this topic right here. So anyway, let's finish with the update on Grusch. And then I will stay on just a little bit longer, and then I will bid you guys a good afternoon, and I will see you again on Saturday. I'm so glad everything went as well with StreamYard. I did not know what to expect at all. Do you guys like my emo cow back here? Can you see him? Can you see him? I think he's amazing. I love him so much. And the cactuses are doing good. I don't know whoever was around for the naming of the cactuses, although Spike here is growing out of control. He's taking over the entire studio. I don't know. I can't trim his leaves. This is really troubling for me. So I don't know what to do about Spike. But Prickles is doing great and looking beautiful. I had to do some trimming over there, but yeah, Prickles is doing good. So I appreciate all of you that got in on the naming of the cow or the naming of the cactuses. I appreciate that. Yes, my emu cow. That's my emo cow. I love it so much. All right, where was I? I completely lost track. Oh, we were going to finish the Grusch update for anybody that's interested in that.
Why did they start to look into his mental health? Did it just randomly occur to this genius journalist, or were they tipped off? Now, look, they have every right to publish this, especially if they got it by a public records request. But are they doing it for the right reasons? What is the goal in reporting on his health? Do you need to know that he had a bout of mental illness that he got treatment for and moved on, so much so that the government never changed his classification status in terms of his ability to see confidential and secret information? So why would you bring it up? What good reason could you? Oh, you have because you need to know? Suspicious at best. Back with us tonight, independent journalist and author Ross Coulthart. So Ross, thanks for being here. Look, there is a little bit of relief for me, by the way, that we don't have to go chasing after the intelligence community for sure, because that would be really dirty business if they were leaking this stuff about Grusch. But short of that, do you accept The Intercept saying, no, we got it legitimately? And as you know, and as we know, Grusch did contact that office, probably spoke to a lieutenant, not the sheriff, got sent to the records department. He says that the records department said to him, no one asked for it, but it could be a game of telephone. It could be that they gave him bad information and that The Intercept got it the way they said they did. But even so, what questions do you have about how they got it? But more importantly, what questions do you have about why they're doing it?
Yes, well, firstly, g'day, Chris. My concerns and the concerns of David Grusch and his lawyer still hold. Frankly, it's quite clear that within 3 days of Mr. Grusch giving evidence to a hearing of the Congress, where he talked about the fact that he was expecting reprisals, that he knew new reprisals were ongoing, within 3 days, the journalist makes a request to the police. And look, there's no criticisms here of the journalist, as we made clear yesterday. This is what journos do. It's unpleasant sometimes, but you get tips. And there's no doubt.
Yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on with that. The Intercept article, I can drop it on YouTube. I can drop it over on Telegram and Twitter or something when I get out of here. But I'm not exactly sure. Well, I guess I can drop it on here. Let me drop it in the chat. Where is it? There it is. For anybody that's interested in reading the article, I will drop it in the chat. I think I figured out where to put these chats so they don't get messed up. Hi, Johnny. Good to see you. Surprised you're not live. You're always doing something now. Always doing something. All right, guys. I'm dropping the link for the Intercept article for those that are interested. I can drop the Turkey UFO video for anybody that would like to go through that sometime and check it out. I'll get better with putting my links up. I'm just not used to being on some of these platforms. Thank you, Johnny, for all the gold pills. That's very nice of you. I appreciate your support very much. Thank you. Wow, you guys. I didn't even notice all the gold pills over there. Thank you very much. That's super nice. I really appreciate the support, man. Thank you so much. You guys have given me the nicest welcome back, and it's very much appreciated. Very much so. So yeah, if you want me to let me just go ahead and drop the Turkey UFO video in here. And for those of that are interested in checking that out, normally I would have all my links here, but I really wasn't sure what I was doing today until it happened. So I'll get more organized with it again. But anyway, there we go. There is the Turkey UFO thing. There's 3 videos on this channel that you can find. If you want to go through that footage. I don't find very much footage on the internet that I think is legit. So when I do, I like to share it with people. So yeah, there you go. All right, you guys. So let me see. Is there anything else I need to go over before we cut this test stream that went on way too long? But I'm glad I got to try out everything and see how it was going to work. So yeah, Saturday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be going over the MH370 and the satellite imagery and the weird stuff that I discovered. And we will be going through that. And I will be super excited to see all of you on Saturday night for the first like official stream. That'll be wonderful. I'm glad everything is working really well. And then as far as the streams after that, I don't know, guys. It's going to be kind of at random. So follow me over on Twitter and over on Telegram, because I will definitely post when I am going to go live over there on those two platforms. That's just kind of where I stay, is those two. I mean, I have a Facebook. Sometimes I post on there, but I'm not very good about it. I have a True Social. Hi, Jason. And I have a some other platforms like Gab and stuff, but I really don't use them. I don't even go on True Social, to be perfectly honest with you. I just think it's kind of a ghetto over there. So I don't really go over there, you know. I think we all are progressing and changing, guys. And I certainly have in the last couple of years. My views on things aren't entirely the same as they were. And that's good. That means I'm evolving as a person. That's not a bad thing. So, yeah, I don't choose to spend my time over there. I watch a lot of stupidity over there. And not that there's not a lot on Twitter, because there is. Twitter is a shithole too. But I could stay informed and educated, I guess, on Twitter about certain things that I'm not going to get, obviously, from the news, from the fake news, which that's why I like to be over there. And I like to talk to people when I'm able to actually meet up and talk to other people in there, which is rare. I like spaces. I like to be able to hear people's conversations about whatever's going on in the world. I like to hear different viewpoints. Again, that's why I'm on Twitter, is because I like to hear people from all sides. I don't want to be in an echo chamber ever. So Twitter, at least I get exposure to some things that are outside my thought process. You know what I mean? It helps to keep you level-headed and to sort of thinking critically, right? We don't ever want to be stuck in an echo chamber. It's not good for us. And these algorithms will feed you what they think you want to hear now. And that's not good. So you got to seek out other opinions, other information. And I think those conversations that go on in spaces are super important. And probably as time goes on, I'll start doing more stuff both on Telegram and on spaces. I appreciate Telegram because there's no censorship. And censorship is something I've dealt with no matter what platform I'm on. So I really appreciate having Telegram as a place that I don't have to worry about that. And there's some solid human beings over there who I want to give a shout out to, who have stood by my side. And all this time that I've disappeared and I don't post and I'm going through whatever I'm going through, they have never left my side. And I want to give a shout out to those people over on Telegram. And I really appreciate them. And they've been a tremendous support for me. And they're all just wonderful people. I've met a lot of wonderful people in this process. I've met a lot of shitheads, but I've met a lot of wonderful people too. So anyway, it's a constant growing process, right, guys? Anyway, where was I? Okay, yeah. So Saturday, I'll see you all for that show. And then after that, it's just going to be at random when I feel compelled or I see something interesting. Obviously, until I go over the road. Then once I go over the road, it's going to be sporadic when I have home time. And hopefully at some point, I'll be able to navigate the logistics and figure out how I can get something going from out there. So anyway, that's about it for today. Thank you so much for all the gold pill love and everything else. Just so you know, on YouTube, guys, I am demonetized right now because I've been gone too long. So the way you can support this channel is through gold pills over on the Foxhole and pill.net and also with Cash App. And the Cash App link should be on the different platforms. If it's not, I will go around and make sure it's updated. Anyway, thank you so much to those of you that showed up today on my test stream to say hello. I was looking forward to this because I would get a chance to talk to everybody and say hello. So this has been nice being able to do that. Thanks for coming and showing up to the test stream. And hopefully, hi, Allie. And hopefully I will see you guys on Saturday. I will get the links up here in the next day or two. Okay. It's been real. You guys have a wonderful evening. Keep seeking the truth. Keep being you.